Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm a tutor here at Chegg.com. Today we're going to talk about using the midpoint formula. So the midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Now the midpoint is the middle point between 2 points. The midpoint is halfway. It is equidistant from the 2 points on the line segment. So we have 2 points, point 1 and point 2. Oftentimes I get asked a lot, does it matter which one's point 1 and point 2? Well, no, because the distance between point 1 and point 2 is the same no matter where you're starting from. It's also the same with the midpoint. It is equidistant from either point. So whichever one you want can be point 1 and point 2. Now I always use whichever one I come to, that's point 1, that's point 2, but really it doesn't matter. Okay, so traditionally you would label point 1 and point 2. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't really use the midpoint formula a lot because I know a secret, and the secret is that the midpoint formula is actually a set of averages. Okay, so this is an average of the x's. Because there's 2 numbers, we divide by 2. Because there's 2 x's, we divide by 2. It's also an average of the y's. So I know there's 2 y's, so I'm going to divide by 2. If you realize that it's an averages, it'll help you when you're dealing with 3-dimensional coordinates. Because in 3-dimensional coordinates, you'll have x, y, and z. And then for the center of a group of 3 points in the 3-dimensional plane, you would have 3 x's divided by 3, 3 y's divided by 3, and then 3 z's divided by 3 because there's 3 of each coordinate, and that would give you that center. So in this case, the midpoint, you have x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y1 plus y2 divided by 2, which is just a set of averages, which is a whole lot easier than memorizing a formula, but it is the same thing. So if you notice on this horizontal line, we are going to find the midpoint. Now, for the y's, we know that it's going to be 2 because this is a horizontal line at y equals 2. So everywhere along this line, y is 2. Now, we need to figure out the midpoint between 4 and 18, or the average. So if I add 4 plus 18, I get 22. And I'm going to divide that by 2. And that is going to give me 11. So I added 4 plus 18 and got 22. I'm dividing that by 2 because there's 2 points. So that would give me 11. So halfway between 4 and 8 is 11. So the midpoint in this case is 11, 2. Well, how does this work if it's a diagonal line? Well, now you just have to do the x's and the y's. Like I said, I'm going to do the distance formula. So I've got, the midpoint formula. So I have x1, y1, and x2, y2. Like I said, normally I don't label these, but I just do the averages. I'm not sure what made that line there. Let's see if I can erase it a little bit. Okay, so that is a y. Okay, so our midpoint formula, the x is -5 plus 3 over 2, the average of the x's, and then the average of the y's, 4 plus 8. And there are 2 of them, so I'm going to divide by 2. Okay, like I said, it is an average, x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. -5 plus 3 is -2. And we've got to divide that by 2. Notice I'm not using a calculator. I mean, it's possible if you need to. 4 plus 8 is 12. And we're going to divide that by 2. When we do our division, we get -1. -2 divided by 2 is -1. And 12 divided by 2 is 6. Therefore, the midpoint in this case is -1, 6. So now what we have done is we have found the midpoint of a horizontal line and a diagonal line using the midpoint formula, or what I like to call a set of averages. If you would like to know more about the midpoint formula, please contact me at Chegg.com. Thank you.